All right. Hello, and welcome back to Webinar Wednesdays with myself, Christine and Tim. And this week, we're going to talk about networking for opportunity. 7 unique things you can do at an event to close deals, get funding, and so much more. Now, this is something that I think many of you could attest to the fact that no matter what in your career, you have to go to events. You have to network, you have to meet people. Sometimes you have to pitch. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you have to pitch your company. Maybe you're a corporate executive, you're trying to get, another opportunity to up your game on the corporate ladder. There's so many different reasons to network and engage with other people, learn new information, new trends about the industry. I could go on and on and on as to why you should be attending events. But this conversation is how to make these attendance and these opportunities of you attending these events really fruitful for you in your career. Again, whether you're an entrepreneur, corporate executive, creative, whoever you are, you got to make your intentions very clear with going to these events and making sure that you're primed for opportunity. I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that I've executed on in the past couple of years, in my tenure as a not only just like an entrepreneur, but also prior to even starting my business, how intentional I've been about really networking at different events. So without further ado, in this webinar, we're going to talk about, again, how to network for opportunities, 7 unique things that you can do at an event to close deals, get funding, and you'll gain invaluable insights and practical strategies to supercharge your networking efforts at different events. Now, by introduction, my name is Christine and Tim. I'm a serial entrepreneur, really a personal brand influencer, a tech ecosystem builder. I'm also a mother, a wife. I have several beautiful kids, 4 little ones, 2 girls and 2 boys. And I've been known to really be in the tech space to not only build several tech businesses and certain ventures around the world, but also I've been known for really being very blunt and raw about my experiences over the past couple of years. So I'm really excited to share this journey with you through these sessions and sharing you with pretty much the strategies and tips that I've experienced over the years. Now, of course, many of you know I'm really big on personal branding. So if you want more information about my personal brand accelerator program, go to my website at christineandtim.com. Okay. So let's dive right in. We're going to really dive into this in a way that's really simple. I'm probably not going to take more than 15, 20 minutes to go over this because I think it's not a topic that needs convincing. I think all of us know that we need to network, and all of us know that events are really a great place for opportunities to scale a business, launch a business, find funding, find opportunities, scholarships, whatever period of time you are in your career, there is something for you at different events. How you leverage those events is up to you. I'm going to share with you again what I've done in the past to really get ahead. And first, we'll start before going into these 7 unique tips that you can leverage when it comes to networking at events. Is first and foremost, understand why you even first off signed up for the event. What are you looking for? And how feasible is it for you to accomplish the goals that you're trying to accomplish at this event? Because a lot of times we go to events with so many lofty goals that we come out frustrated, annoyed, and almost feel like we wasted our time, right? And maybe you might be annoyed with the caliber of speakers, the caliber of the audience, the layout of the program. But really, the only person you could truly blame is yourself, because you have to do your due diligence. You have to make sure that, it's the right time and the right place for you to be going at events. And I'll start by giving you guys a little bit of background story of my perception of just like networking at events in general. For me personally, over the years of building several tech companies, I will tell you that, almost every 2 years, I've had another child. So during that time period, I was pretty much offline. I wasn't networking at events. Once I was off maternity leave and going back to events and attending events, speaking at events, partnering with events, over the years, as I've had more children, I became more and more intentional with my reasons for, again, signing up for the event, going to the event, and really making myself visible at the event. And 3 things that I've learned along the way in terms of making goals and setting your intentions before you walk out the door and arrive at the venue is one thing that I always say to myself is like, okay, what's one thing that would add value to either my personal life or my professional life, because not every event is for professional means, right? Sometimes you go into events, maybe find a partner, find a friend, find someone that you could work with, hang out with. Not every function is always going to serve a professional purpose. So I remember when I first had my first child and I started getting back to events, during that time period, I actually was looking for other mothers in tech, right? Not just to talk about their entrepreneurial journey, but really so I could sound off ideas and talk to people. And I remember going to events, not just in my home city, but around the world. And I was starting to find other mothers and how they balance and really get inspired by their journey. They, of course, were learning from my tips and strategies as a mother in tech. And we were able to bounce off ideas. So right then and there, I'm just sharing with you that how important it is to think about your intentions. Is it for personal reasons or professional ones? That's one. The second thing is, what will move the needle in your goals and aspirations for the year? So right now, obviously, as a serial entrepreneur, I have multiple companies. And prior a couple of years prior to this, starting a new business was really key. So maybe I won't be able to raise $100,000 at the next event. That's just the truth, right? But maybe I could find, let's say, 3 investors who I could potentially either pitch or build a relationship with them so they can introduce me to other investors, right? So right then and there, my goal and intention is to either close the deal right then and there or set the foundations for me to close the deal later on. And sometimes in order for you to know if you're ready to close the deal there or set your foundations for the next opportunity, you got to know what milestone you're at. So for example, when I was raising capital, we had a crowdfunding capital for a GSC. At that time, I had my deck, we had information, we had obviously years of traction. If I'm going to an event, I'm ready to close a deal. I'm ready to pitch someone to be able to set up a meeting to close the deal. Simple. But when I first started, I know I was in the early stages of traction. I'm pitching, trying to get, partners, customers. My goal is not to close funding. My goal is to build a rapport, meet 3 people, let them vibe my character, vibe my credibility, vibe my traction in my business. So 6 months from now, there's already a personal touch because they met me in person. They like my vibe. So me sending an email say, hey, I'm ready to go on my funding round. It's completely different because now they know me, they've engaged with me, and I've built the foundation for that relationship to be strong enough to make that request. Are you following? So second, you got to know where you are in your milestone journey as an individual and whether you are ready to close the deal when networking at that time or build a relationship. Very, very crucial. And the third and last thing I learned when it comes to networking for opportunity, when it comes to setting your intentions, the timing and the pull of the event. Sometimes, to be honest with you, I don't go to events for just the topic and the theme. I go for who they're attracting. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just going for insights. I'm going to meet other people. So some events might have great speakers, great titles, great themes, but don't have the right audience. And a lot of people miss this. Sometimes I'm going to events for only the audience, not the speakers. And a lot of times people go to events only for the speakers. Oh, this is a high profile speaker. I'm going because they got the CEO of Google or they got the founder and chairman of, Citibank. No, sometimes I'm going purely for the audience because maybe the audience is what I need, is the right demographic for my business, for my signups, for my project, right? So let's say I'm going to a mega tech conference in Europe. Right then and there, maybe again, I'm not going for the speakers. That's a lot of people going there. Definitely, I'm gonna find, let's see, at least 1,000 different women that I could sign up organically over the course of 3 days with my team, just through organic, pop-up shops, conversation, boot stands, or even just networking with flyers. My goal is the audience. So the third thing I will say in terms of setting your goals and your intention, are you going to the event for the audience or are you going for the speakers? Because who you're targeting sets your intentions before you walk through the door. All right. So now that we got those 3 main intentions, now let's go over the 7 things, the 7 unique things you could do at the next event that you want to attend to make sure that you're able to, again, close deals, get funding, get career opportunities, just unique doors that you want to open for yourself just by attending an event. Now, many of you know I'm a global speaker, so there's many ways to get opportunities by speaking at an event. This is for you to attend an event and what you could get out of it by doing these 7 unique things. All right. So let's dive right in. Again, 7 unique things. And by the way, each one of these 7 things I have done at least once or twice or several times over the past 2 decades in my career, both as a corporate professional, as a nonprofit supporter, as an investor, as a partner, as a mom, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, all my different hats. I have done and leveraged these strategies. So I'm sharing with you, literally pulling the curtain behind what I've done in the past. And I hope one of them will be great strategies and tactics that you can leverage immediately at the next event that you're going to. All right. And I'll preface by saying that, look, you got to know who you are and where you are in your milestone again, because if you're an entrepreneur, it's very clear that we're trying to sell our product. We're trying to sell our brand. For corporate professionals, you're trying to make relationships because you never know how long you're going to be at the job that you're at, right? So we all have our long-term and short-term reasons for getting into an event and really engaging. Make sure you have an open mind because these 7 things hopefully will blow your mind. So I'll start with the first one. We all know that we exchange business cards, and I've done it. Obviously, I always go with a stack of business cards. I know people are really tech focused right now, so a lot of people say, hey, let's connect on LinkedIn. I still give a paper business card just because A, I'm a little bit old school, but second, I realized that on the back of the card, I could promote something that has a call to action. So I remember, a couple years back, as the founder of Haiti Tech Summit, I was doing a global tour in 2019 across 35 different cities around the world to really engage Haitian diaspora and friends of Haiti about Haiti as a country. And I remember at the back of my business card was literally flyers of the tour and ways that people could really engage. I've probably given out over 5,000 of those business cards to different people. To this day, people still message me. It's like, I still have that card and I still have that tour information about Haiti Tech Summit. How are things going? How can I still get involved? So this is like 4 years later, 3 years later, that this is still relevant for me. Don't just use your business cards as just information about you as an individual. The back of it could be a really great call to action. And again, that was just for a summit to onboard people. Sometimes it could be a call to action, like you're sign up for a newsletter, have opportunities for a freebie, maybe to follow up at your next event. There's so many different call to actions that you could do at the back of your business card. Leverage that space with intention. So really, really unique thing that you could do. The second thing that I did is I always, at the time, with my first couple of companies, I don't do this as much as anymore, but my team does it still, where we come in with branded merchandise. So branded bags, stickers. And I don't know why people always love getting free things at events. So even if they don't need it, they will take it and they will use it. So I used to have, again, branded even postcards, flyers, even one of the best product that used to do really well is calendars, right? And journals, right? People need just random books. So the books on the cover will have, like, for example, the GSC logo, information about the GSC on the first page, the calendar for the entire year, and just like open pages. And that used to go really well. And to be honest with you, I used to use very cheap alternatives to really book and scale that momentum. And keep in mind, a lot of people not only knew about GSC, but there was always a call to action, how they could sign up for the newsletter, get more resources. And to give them, by the way, to give them the free merchandise, they had to sign up on our tablet for us to get further communication. And sometimes we had dialogues with them to get to know who they are, what products are they into, so that when we follow up, we're following up with the right products. And I use Vitsaprint to really print out all the products that I needed. And don't get carried away with this, because some people have hats, bags, this, that, third. Just have enough for maybe like 20 or 30 people. Obviously, with my team now, we have at least enough for like 100 people. But back then, 20 key people. And let me tell you something. Another thing that I used to do too, not only did I use it for audiences that I want to engage with, I used to give them to every speaker. I remember when I first used to come with my branded notebooks, my branded caps, my branded bags. When a speaker would come off stage, I would say, like, thank you so much. I have a gift bag for you. I've been wanting to reach out to. And in the gift bag was the branded notebook with the GSC logo, but also a letter inviting them to speak at our next event. I hope you hear this first. This is like a secret that I never shared openly out loud. But again, in the bag, I had literally a typed up letter signed by me, right? So that way also they'll keep the letter, get to know me, but also they have something like they didn't even think about. right? And organizers like this a lot because obviously you're having the person leave with, a great opportunity, opportunity to leave with something memorable, but also the person will follow up. And obviously I had, again, my branded business card also in the bag. So they get something practical that they could take back. I even had one year where I went to a tech event where I did a little mini globe award, just saluting the speaker. And it also had a notebook and my business card and a letter. So that person to this day still has the award memorabilia in their office. I still see it when they go live stream on the internet. So it really touches my heart. These small things that don't really cost much, but it's able to get you introductions to really unique people around the world. So branded merchandise works really well, especially if you're intentional about who you want to give those products to. So again, to the masses, I had a lot of open stickers, maybe one-page flyers, but for the speakers, I had really great branded gift bags with my product, so that way they could get to know me in a customized letter and a business card. So that was really great to do that. So that's the second thing that you could do at your next event that you're going to network for opportunity. Have a branded gift bag for the speakers or targeted people that you want to engage with post that event. A third thing that I think is really big to do, especially at big mega events, like, the ones that we know around the world that have thousands of people descending for an event, capture testimonials, experiences, and interviews. These videos, when you follow up with those people and say like, hey, what's your email so I can send you the video recording, so I can send you the interview, or you upload it to your YouTube channel and you share with them the link, not only gives you visibility on your product or your business or just your homepage in general, but you're adding to someone's experience by getting them to express their journey and their intentions at the event through your own lens. So really great to do this. We've done surveys, we've done Q&A, we've done fireside chats, and let me tell you, we break it down to you to show you how simple this is. Those folding chairs, those small little folding chairs. We as a team will walk through our event, with like 2 or 3 folding chairs, and we have like a small little roll-up banner. And when we find someone that we want to have a conversation with, we roll up the banner, have the 2 chairs, and we got sometimes we had like even a small little fake palm trees, so we can add a little bit, ambiance in the background. With our phone, we record it, and we're good to go. These are great things that you could do. And you can imagine these folding chairs are easy to hang. We have the one with the little handle, so you can hold it like a side bag, right? And then walk around, and whoever we meet at the event, it was a great way to engage, a great way to really meet new people, get new insights. And some of these interviews were like 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, no more than 15, depending on how engaging the conversation is. And again, follow up with the person, give them the YouTube. And by the way, we always targeted the speakers, the partners, and the sponsors, because we're giving them more visibility through our platform as well. And we made it very simple, just on the spot, to be able to engage with them. So this is another great thing that you could do at the next event. The fourth thing is you could create event resource groups. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people sleep on, but creating a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, a LinkedIn group prior to the event that people can network and engage with. And this one, right now, WhatsApp, I'm finding a lot more traction with WhatsApp. But things like, we would DM anytime, like, let's say a major event was posting and we saw a lot of people are excited about event posting on the hashtags. We would DM anyone who communicated on the hashtag and say, hey, we have and especially for my female participants, hey, we have a private WhatsApp group or a Facebook group for women attending an event. Join here for free so we can just get to know each other. So when we get to the event, we don't feel lonely. This one was by far one of the more fun things to do because I would literally roll to an event and I automatically knew 10, 20 people. And we would roll together. And by the way, we had deeper bonds because sometimes we eat lunch together, eat dinner together, walk around to different venues together. We would be rolling into event rooms like a squad of 15, 20 people just because of this one new resource. So create pre-networking event groups for people. I promise you, not only are you being a leader by bringing people that matter to you together prior to the event, but the way you show up at the event, you automatically have a squad and a group that is maneuvering through the program with you. And after the event, they're grateful to you and they want to follow up. Like, what's next? We all went to this event together and we all network event because you brought them together. What's the next step? And you'll find that people have a lot to say about what's next after you've created a resource group. And I've even launched initiatives with these resource groups in the past. So definitely something to do. The fifth thing is to offer event services that matter. Now, I want to make this very clear. Many of you probably have different companies or businesses. We're not talking about pitching your products. We're talking about creating something that might be valuable that people don't even think that they will need until they get to the event. But when you're there, they're happy you're there. So obviously, as a mother, every once in a while, I have to show up at events with my kids. And obviously, I have my nannies, my partners, my friends with me. But every once in a while, I have, my kids. And one time I saw that a lady had a pop-up, women's booth for just mothers. And it was a rotation of mothers who just taking turns watching kids while mothers had to go use the bathroom, go eat, go grab. It was such a communal thing, but it was an actual service that they offer at different events. Really cool pop-up service. And the event organizer even blasted about it. I didn't even realize till I looked back through my emails and realized that the event organizer even blasted about it because they knew it was a great offering for mothers coming to the event, and even encourage more mothers to come to the event because of it. So that's one unique thing that you could do. But to drill it down to like the basics, every time I go to an event, there's always a need for Wi-Fi, right? Sometimes there's Wi-Fi overload on the Wi-Fi that's provided by the event. So if you could create your own hotspot and people get to sign up through email to be able to log into your Wi-Fi, that's something you could easily offer. You bring a modem and do that for people. Luggage service, a lot of times people are traveling in. So if you could come in, maybe you could have like a stand, and all you do is literally take people's luggages until they're done with the event and they could go about their way. Amazing. And then the biggest one that hits the money marker is printing services. So not only is that value, you'll make a lot of money doing it. People always need to print an extra flyer, extra letter, an extra business card all the time at events. It always happens. I know for myself, I always find something that I wish I could print it out before coming to the event. So on-site printing services is really cool to do. And if you have a portable printer, again, you don't have to overthink this process. You have everything you need to just post outside and be ready to go. And as a network, okay, I'm the printing person. I got this, I got you. And you have that readily available. Or you can hire someone for a day to walk around with you to do the printing services on your behalf. So that way you can focus on networking while this person is attracting people who are signing up, getting to know you and your company, but also using your services. Very simple thing to do. Now, 6, now we're getting into more visibility. So the first 5 ideas is really around creating community, engaging with people, finding unique ways to really pull in, speakers and partners and sponsors and attendees into your network by providing value. This one gets into like more visibility and value at the same time. So the 6th thing that you could do, right, is truly be someone who, when you speak and ask a question, you're not being that annoying person that asks a long-winded question or pitch themselves in the question that annoys anyone. You're asking something that is truly valuable, that sets you apart, that makes people want to network with you after. So for example, I've done this many times before where I'm very clear and intentional about introducing myself, but asking us the same question. So for example, we went to a women's event. This was about like literally 2 months ago. And, really, really great event. Really great panel. And so I raised my hand. I said, hello, my name is Christine Tim. I'm the CEO and founder of the Global Startup Ecosystem. We are one of the largest digital accelerator platforms, accelerating entrepreneurs of color around the world. And my question for you ladies is that, look, this was a great program. Many of you have articulated resources and fundings and, other programs that you've been a part of along your career journey. Can you please leave with 3 more resources that you're using right now that we could capitalize on so that way we could take notes right now as you answer? When I tell you, not only did the speakers tell us, like some of them told us like, all right, use this database, use this funding, network with this person, but the attendees at the end of the program was like, yo, who are you? What do you do? Right? It created immense value because in that panel, it was 4 female speakers. Each one of them, some of them gave more than 3. So that's 12 immediate resources that people in the audience could get just because of my question. That's 1. 2nd, everyone now knows who I am by name and by company and what my company does. That's 2. And 3rd, the speakers are appreciative when I go network with them. They realize that you're serious. You didn't take I didn't take 20 minutes to ask a question. I didn't pitch my whole life story. I didn't ignore the audience by being that one person who looks like they just want to be the spotlight center. Like, I was very intentional with my introduction and intentional with my question in a way that added value to anyone who was speaking or attending that event. Right? So when I say be a public speaker and ask the question with purpose, do it in a way where when people think of you, they smile. And I'm going to double this on this a little bit. I have been to too many countless events where that one person asks a question and they annoy the hell out of everyone in the room. And they'll just have like, oh, I got to speak out loud. Everyone got to see me stand. You annoyed everyone. And what if there's anything that you did, you didn't help your personal brand, you hurt it really, really bad. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that raises your hand to give a statement. If they said that they're asking for questions, don't give a statement. Ask the question. All right. You could give maybe a small comment like, hey, I noticed that, when I go to events, this is what happened, but here's my question. Very short and sweet. But again, ask the question. If you're that person and you're on this session right now, and you know yourself, and you go to these events and you give long-winded statements, you complain about something, or you have the audacity to be rude and say like, oh, I feel like this whole panel was worthless because I didn't get what I needed. You guys didn't express this. You are that person that everyone's going to remember, even if people smile in your face and say, like, ha, 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 what you said was pretty cool. I guarantee you they're not going to want to work with you again because you were rude, unprofessional, and not memorable for the right reasons. Don't be that person. Raise your hand. Ask a question. Be intentional. Have purpose. Have vim. Be confident. If you feel you're going to forget, write it down. It's okay to read confidently from paper so that way people remember what you see, heard what you said, right? And have a good lasting impression of you post that question. You see, I'm doubling down on this because I've been to too many events and I've seen things go left. Don't be that person. That was number 6. And the last one, and this is probably by far the best thing that I could give you as advice. Okay. Not only are you amplifying the program by adding more visibility to another event by promoting that event, like, hey, if you guys are going to the Web Summit, we're hosting a private women's forum for just like 15 ladies at this restaurant at this time. Show up. Here's the flyer. Yes, you could book restaurants for 10 people. You could book a place for just like, 15 people, 5 people, 30 people. You could partner with a corporate event, a library, and that's it, right? You could even say, let's go to the park and convene, or we're going to convene all the ladies at the conference at this tech event in the lunchroom at 5:00. Be there. So, and the intention is just to network, right? Host something, right? You don't have to pay money out of pocket to do that. One flyer, one promotion. And let me tell you, I did this at the Web Summit like several years ago. And we printed about 100 flyers. And it was like a Afro gathering. We were doing to convene Black professionals on tech at the Web Summit. Because again, the Web Summit is huge. Not a lot of Black professionals are there. So we intentionally, anytime we saw a Black person walking through the event, we said, hey, my name is Christine and Tim. I'm the founder and CEO of the Global Startup Ecosystem. And I'm convening all the Black and tech professionals at the Web Summit tomorrow at 7 p.m. Not sure if you're going to be available, but I'm giving you this flyer. So if you decide to come and feel free to bring a person with you. We did this at least 100 times. And it was great because some events will find 10 people, 5 people. And it really struck great conversations. And people felt, after a while, people felt cool to have the flyer. Because what happens, we gave 100 flyers. We thought maybe, and we do the ratios that, out of 100, maybe 30 people will show up. Guess how many people showed up to that gathering? And I should have given a screenshot of the photo, right? 288 or so people showed up. By the end of the night, we had close to 400 people show up. We didn't have enough space. By the way, we got kicked out of the restaurant, okay? So we kind of took it to the streets and just all had a real good vibe after that. And I still talk to a lot of those people to this day because we created a WhatsApp group because obviously it was a big group. A lot of people came through. And the next day at the Web Summit, anytime we saw each other, like, hey, what's up? Like, it just felt good because we convened all the Black professionals at the Web Summit, and it was great. It was really great. So these are things where it cost me like less than like at the time, like I think like $80 to print those flyers. And it was like small little flyers, right? Half a page. Gave it out to all the Black people who saw at the event. And that's all it took to create a community and experience that to this day I'm networking with the majority of all of them wherever they go, right? So these are things that, it not only creates visibility for you and your purpose and the work that you do, but also creates an experience and a value to other people besides you, right? And it forces you to go in an event as a leader, as a facilitator, as a supporter, as an enabler, and not just a consumer, just attending on the sidelines as an event, right? So without further ado, these are the 7 things. Networking for opportunity, 7 unique things you can do at an event to close deals and get funded. Just to recap, we already talked about 1, brand your business cards to promote a call to action of purpose. 2nd, brand merchandise and give those branded merchandise to speakers, sponsors, partners, or anyone with intention that you want to network and connect with post the event. And in that branded merchandise, give a nice gift bag and put a letter, a business card, something personable so that person can connect back with you. 3, capture testimonials, experiences, and interviews. Walk around with, a folding chair, pop it open, and interview people with purpose, especially speakers and partners and guests. 4, create an event resource groups, create WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups prior to the event, and give people room and space to be able to network. So when they show up at the event, they have a recognizable community that they can walk around with and feel empowered with throughout the tenure of the event. 5, offer event services that matter, like printing on demand Wi-Fi, things that that you yourself know that you forget and wish that you could have that you could offer other people. 6, be someone with purpose when you ask a question and really provide really great value that could support anyone in the audience, but also makes you memorable and give you really great visibility for your personal brand. 7, last but not least, host a side event program. Very simple to do. Offer those invitations, through printed flyers. Old school still works really well, but that's why the person can talk about it to somebody else, and you'll find that the buzz will spread as people talk about your side program. Even if it is, again, you don't have to make it a major thing for 10 people, 5 people, 20 people, 30 people. I mean, ours was close to 300 without us realizing it. These are things that really create great memories for you and the people that you serve through this programming. Okay. So with that said, if you love this webinar session, feel free to give me a DM. Feel free to send us a message. And of course, if you want more information like this to really build your personal brand, learn how to navigate and really create opportunities for yourself, feel free to join me at ChristinaTim.com and sign up for my personal brand accelerator program. Without further ado, thank you again for joining me for today. I'm looking forward to supporting you guys in your endeavors at the next session next week, same time, same place. See you all soon. Bye-bye.